Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to keep this relatively short, but I just sort of want you guys to really just get the gist of everything that's going to be happening because about 2 weeks ago, when I was at work, somebody that I hadn't seen for years came in, and he came with his brother, you see, and I don't want to say I knew them particular. The most I could say I knew about these guys is that we had same classes together because this was a guy I knew from high school, you see, and the last time I saw him in high school was, I think, when I was about 16, so 9 years ago, something like that. Because I'm not too sure if I remember if he went on to sixth form or not. I honestly, I'm scared to mention that I actually don't really remember. So what happened was is that we got into just a very short, very simple conversation and all that. And I wanted to ask how if he was still keeping in touch with several other guys from high school, because I could still pretty much name every single person that I knew or knew of when I was in high school, at least in my year group at the time anyway. And without wanting to go into too much detail, hearing about some of the things that people went on to do, it kind of it was like, once again, the reality of things once again was being called into view, because it only just dawned on me that, well, it dawned on me for a while, but it dawned on me in the sense that it was people I had actual legitimate context for, and people I knew very, very well, that they were doing absolutely fantastic in life, and I thought I wasn't. I legitimately feel as if, like, have I just, through feeling depressed and feeling all sorts of problems and stuff like that, and just kind of how things ended up going, did I really? It was one of those things where I'm beginning to suspect that maybe it wasn't all their fault. It wasn't all the fault about all the people that did the things to me and all that. Maybe it wasn't just all their fault. Maybe, and this is going to sound like a really stupid thing to say, but maybe getting depressed was absolutely my fault. Maybe taking things too personally really was my fault, or not learning how to cope with it was also my fault. Because, and that's, I think that, again, that might have to bleed into a conversation about, like, what is maturity really, or how old do you have to be mature, or what's considered even too young to be considered mature. There's a large discussion. I think, like, it could immediately, I could be opening up like a giant can of worms just for talking about it, but even so, I'm like even thinking to myself, well, you know what I mean? The inferiority, and you feel worthless, useless, and the only thing you want to do is just, well, what can you do? It's not so much that I want to, again, I don't want to be successful, like, out of revenge, because that's very counterproductive logic. But I want to be successful because of the things that I love, and the things that I've always loved, and the things that I've always wanted to do. It's not rocket science to me. It's just, how do I do it? But if I'm going to do it, then at this stage of my life, I have to do something so unbelievably extravagant that it's the sort of thing that, like, will either make the news, or people will stop and, they'll say, did you hear about, he did what? What? Something like that. Of course, yeah, that's kind of like the idea I'm, like, going for, and all that. It's the sort of thing that makes people, like, sort of just go, wait, what? What? And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, despite honestly thinking that it was never going to happen, it's going to happen. Ragecon 3 is back on. But the thing about Ragecon 3 this time around is very, very... And this is like the first like public announcement I'm actually going to make for it. So here we go. For every channel I'm working on and for every video that's going to be made and put out there, I'm not going to beat around the bush. It's nearly 5,000 videos I'm going to have to shoot, edit, audio edit, put in effects, do like all sorts of things for. And it's a bloody wasp in the room again. That's much better. Anyway, so yeah, I've got to do like shoot, write, edit. I'm gonna have to do basically every single part of the process myself. And but it goes even further than that. 5,000 videos in such a short space of time sounds like the most ridiculous thing to try and attempt, possibly, and absolutely it's right about that. But did you guys also know that I'm also writing like something close to about 5 pages worth of scripts a day for clients and people to commission me to do my work? Because I've been like writing scripts and commissioning people to voice my scripts for well over a year now, and I'm sort of like transitioning into the stage where there's just as much people commissioning me as much as I am commissioning other people to voice my stuff, which is, it's all very well in a way. I mean, if it pays, then, and you know, there's and all that fun stuff, then there's not really much of an issue, is there? However, it's not just that I'm thinking about doing. It's also the fact that by, I want to say, beginning of 2024, because you guys have probably heard about the way my diet's gone for the last 6 weeks, but probably by middle of November, actually I'm going to say the middle of November, I want to weigh 12 stone. I want to lose basically the equivalent of 2.5 stone in like 10 weeks to lose that amount of weight. Yeah. Oh yeah. You know what? Let's do it. Let's just go with that one. And then finally, there's the fact that, and this is like a really bit, I feel like I need to like make a bigger deal about this than I should, but I am, a few days ago was like really, really special because a couple of days ago, I started watching Adventure Time for the first time in about 5 years. And what's quite interesting is that the last time I actually saw Adventure I never saw like the last 2 series, Grasslands, Distant Lands, or even this new spin-off they're doing with Fiona and Cake. I never saw any of that. Or probably, I will probably see what's going to be coming up. But the thing is that, and I could go into detail about this, but I got to get like ready for work in about 20 minutes. It's the fact that I sort of fell out of love with animation just before I started studying it at university. Yeah. That's probably going to be it. That's a discussion for another day right now. But the important thing is that after being graduated from university for 4 years and virtually not really done much with my degree, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the point where I actually do something very useful with my degree. And bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to be writing the script. I am also going to be largely in part directing the movie. And I'm also going to be animating the movie. So basically, I am almost being hands-on with absolutely everything about this project. And that now also include like hiring out other actors and finding places to shoot and figuring out sort of just how do we all go from here, and like, because every day is valuable now, because especially because a real I mean, I had a plan absolutely about what I wanted to do with it. The only thing is that I can plan, but can I make it a reality? Can I bring it to life? Since pre-production is meant to start like from now up until December, and then January like is sort of where the real deal begins, because I want to start like I want to start shooting maybe roughly about like maybe possibly the beginning of April, because I sort of want to use those first 4 months to not only just start getting Ragecon 3 up and going, because I want to sort of like make. I want for the very first time. I actually want to be in a position where I see like 1 million views a day across all of my channels. That's sort of what I want to go for, because without wanting to like put too much into this, a lot of thought and a lot of consideration and a lot of work is going to go into this. And I can't even begin to imagine what the disappointment or what it would mean to me if it doesn't work out the way I want it to. Because again, I'm at that stage now where I should stop feeling so unbelievably depressed when things don't work out, because now because at that point there will only be one person to blame, and that would be me. Finally, so I want to practice doing every single technique I can for the first 4 months of 2024. Probably shoot everything that I need for the movie across about 3 or 4 days in April, and then animate everything. And then, well, also it would probably mean through like negotiations, writing of scripts, doing everything and getting stuff out there, on top of making 5,000 videos across all of YouTube, writing scripts, commissioning people to voice my scripts, people commissioning me, getting stuff onto Instagram, plenty of other things as well. And to be honest, if this sounds like a lot, this sounds almost incredibly overwhelming, and if this sounds like just the sort of thing that absolutely is going to drive me completely insane for what I'm actually about to do, then don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, because there's nothing to worry about. I'll do it. Because again, I'm at that stage of my life where if I don't do it, then I'm never going to do it. So I hope this has been like worth your time, and I certainly hope it's been worth my time to just sort of like let things out just a little bit. And I cannot wait to see all of you guys again very, very shortly. So production of videos around here might be a little bit slow for the next coming months and stuff like that. However, that's only because something big is coming out. Good luck.